Hi, I'm Madonna from New Leaf Natural Therapies. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about bioresonance. So I've been using my device for about 2 years now, and I just wanted to show you a couple of little things because I was at a day of discovery on the weekend, and there were so many little tips and tricks that this little device can do. So for a start, the device itself, compared to when I was a young naturopath 25 years ago, and the devices were always between like 25 and 50 grand. So I could never work out a price point to charge people where you actually made any money back. How do you actually create a business where you're not just paying off devices if that is what you're doing? So for a start, from a clinical perspective, that was so cheap for me that it was like, yeah, do it. And then basically we pay monthly to get access to the frequencies. But I just wanted to show you for a moment what it looks like while the system is running. So this here, I've got myself in the system, and I have the target being abundance, wealth, and freedom. And then I'm broadcasting the affirmation energy for that. But you can also do things like, say, an easy scan for lunchtime. So I can chat away for 10 seconds, get my frequencies in the inner voice. So basically, this is taking in 7,000 frequencies of my voice, which is like my fingerprint, which is why when I run distance healings for people from around the world, there's no one else that it can do. So you can see it's going through different body systems. Sorry about that, just had someone pop in. So basically it's just something that it goes through meridians, it goes through chakras, it goes through the frequencies of many foods, it goes through the frequencies of lots of things within the liver, the digestion, the heart, the brain, the circulation. So there's a huge nutritional analysis that happens in the background as well. And the great thing about this one, the easy scan, is that when it finishes, it gives you frequencies to play. So I'll stop this one because basically you just see that doing, but there's three big systems that it runs. When you get the reports, let me see if I can pause it for a sec. Yeah. So when you get a report, it gives you these frequencies. So basically this is based on the 7,000 frequencies of my voice. I can't hear it, but it basically plays a 5-minute, a 10-minute, or a continuous frequency. And every time you listen to that, and it's best with earphones, wired, avoid those earbuds at all costs. But basically, if you use headphones, it's helping to bring your cells back into balance every time you play these frequencies. So whenever I see clients in my clinic, if they choose to, 99.999% of the time, I'll run the easy scan in the background and send it to their inbox so that they then have these frequencies that they can play that are designed on the 7,000 frequencies of their voice, which then help to bring the cells back into balance every time I listen to them. So that's a really cool tool. There's another one that I really love called the Body System Scan. And on the day that I ordered my machine, my device about 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago now, it was the very first day that this one ever happened. So what this one does, so once again, it's optimizing. These frequencies are trying to optimize our bodies as they're going through, which I find really cool. So see, it's down the bottom, it's going through the circulatory system, but it'll keep the, causes and suggestions and all sorts of things, tissue vitals. There is a huge amount of algorithms, programming in the background, but there's also, it's going through, there's like 120,000 frequencies that it's checking when we're doing these scanning and optimizing. So it's scanning our body and it's trying to optimize. So this one spits out a report that's about 27 pages or something like that, but each page gives the most important emotions for that system, the most important vitals for that system, the most important causes for that system, as well as suggestions from lifestyle suggestions. So that might be taking vitamin D3 and K2. It might be having chiropractic treatment regularly, or lymphatic massage, or drinking plenty of water, or stopping smoking, or sometimes smoking will show up. And if you're a non-smoker, that can actually be the nightshade family. So there's all sorts of stuff in there. So that's the second one. It goes through 13 body systems. And down the bottom of that one, which is really awesome, So down the bottom of this one, there's a report that only just arrived recently, and this is my report, but basically it goes through some really cool hormones. So my estrogens, I'm a bit overweight at the moment, so I'm not at all surprised my estrogens are too high. Estrogen is a growth promoter. So when we've got basically too much estrogens, we're going to put on weight. Glucagon. So glucagon is about fat burning, and I'm trying to go more into the eating more of the protein and fats per meal. So making sure that every meal has got a good amount of good quality protein and fat, and trying to really go lower on the carbohydrates. So my glucagon is up a little bit, but, you know, I've changed my diet, so that's probably not a bad thing. So you can see, other than that, there's quite a lot that's in there that's okay. But I love things like going down into the mitochondria. So when someone comes and sees me with chronic fatigue, and you come down and have a look in here, like see those toxins in there, pesticide toxicities, metabolic waste, MSG components, excitotoxins. MSG, they're cheeky. The other day I heard that now a lot of governments around the world are allowing MSG into our foods, and they put it down as natural flavoring. They get sneaky, don't they? Yeah, tobacco, nicotine, nightshades. So I don't smoke. I don't have nicotine, but nightshades I do love. We hardly have any potatoes. That's not very common. And potatoes and sweet potatoes really high in oxalates. So I'm trying to avoid those. But I do love things like capsicum and eggplant, and even goji berries, withania. They are nightshades. So, you know, there's some of those things. But also, if someone's got chronic fatigue, I love going into the causes within the chromosomes as well. But look at these, you know, sort of the chromosomal emotions. So shyness, serenity, vulnerability, psychological stress, physiological stress, and self-esteem conflict. Anyway, so it's sort of interesting when you sort of see these reports. So you look at, you know, so which parts of the area are the most challenged, what those vitals are within each area, the mitochondrial causes, the emotional causes, and then suggestions. So once again, I really, really love that report. The other thing is, so everything's based on frequency. I don't know whether you know this, but everything's based on frequency. So some of our top scientists over the last 100 years, people like Tesla, people like Einstein, they knew that frequency medicine was the way to move forward. So the third scanning one that I love. So the third one that I love is this comprehensive scan. So once again, when you run it, you can scan it first and then optimize. I'm just going to optimize just once again to show you what it looks like. But the great thing about this one is that it scans the entire body, blood vessels and arteries and veins and all sorts of things. And what it ends up doing is finding the areas. So there's numbers 1 to 9. 1s and 2s parts of the body that are decreasing cellular energy, and 8s and 9s, those things are increasing inflammation. So when you get a report, you don't need to think about the numbers. All you have to know is that every time you run the frequencies, we're bringing our cells back into balance closer and closer and closer. And so once again, I'll stop this one and I'll show you my old report. So have a look here. So basically the areas that were having issues, this is the cross-section of the adrenals. The epinephrine is a 1 and it's come back to a 3. So the right is as it's going through the body, the left is where it landed. So we're only really looking at 1s, 2s, 8s, and 9s as being out. So epinephrine and norepinephrine, that's like adrenaline. Gee, does that sound like me? So, you know, my norepinephrine was a 9. It's been brought back to a 7 as the scanning happened. The epinephrine was a 1. So the epinephrine was decreasing my cellular energy. Norepinephrine was increasing my inflammation. But once again, they've been brought back into balance. So then with the digestive organs, you can sort of see the areas. So the gallbladder is a bit, right. So there's a supplement that I take regularly called Lipigen, and I've been a bit slack with that lately. So that's funny. And a lot of things, when we get our digestive juices working properly, things just work better, but you can see a lot of it was brought back into balance. So it goes through the parts of the body that are the worst, and it's trying to bring them back into balance. So another really neat way of getting some information about what might be going on in our bodies, which I find fascinating. But one of the things that I've been doing, so if you saw my little videos on what I've started doing, and this will continue, so if you want to be on my mailing list, let me know. One of the things that I've started doing is 3-week group healings. So basically, it means that I can create a group. So my current groups, sorry, I can't share that. So I've got 3 groups running. One is for moods, stress, anxiety, depression, that sort of thing. Another one is for pharmacological toxicity and detoxification. And another one is for neurological issues. So things like MS, Parkinson's, nerve pain, that sort of thing. So they're the 3 I've started with. And what I can do, because this device is so amazing, is that once someone is in my system, I can add them to a group and we can broadcast remotely the frequencies that people need for healing. How amazing is that? So it's sort of like 2 hours a day. It's 3 weeks worth of healing and cheap as chips. So it's something that, once again, if you want to be on my mailing list, let me know. For those of you in the US, they also have an infinity wand at the moment, which is so exciting. We're not getting it until Christmas over here in Australia, but I'm so excited. I've ordered 2 of them. And amazing technology that Lauren has managed to put in this. So it's just a delight to be a part of this company, because for me personally, I would never be without it now. And frequency is everything. Every toxin, every cell, every emotion, every organ, every body tissue, every virus, every bacteria, every parasite, they've all got a frequency. So what's going on in our body? How can we help it heal? When we've got one of these devices, whether or not through a practitioner like me or whether or not you get one in your own home, I just can't imagine my life without it. And the guys at Solex, because they were so keen to get more people, you know, healing themselves, because we've got such big stuff going on the planet, they made it so you don't even now need to buy a device. So you saw I pulled it up on my computer, so you can actually run it on any device. It's better on a clean device if it's the only thing that is on, say, a little laptop or a little or some little device, you know, so whatever you want to use. But you can also do a scan on your phone. You know, there's so much we can do with this, and it's just awesome. But they do have some amazing little products like the infinity wand, and there's now a foot bath, but it's so much more than a foot spa. I listened to Lauren talking about that yesterday. So I'll put the Solex shop down the bottom, but if you want to be on my email for the group sessions, you know, for next time, that'd be awesome. I mean, you can jump in now, but we're up to day 3, so there's 18 days of healing to go, so 36 hours minimum of healing coming to a cell and a soul near you. So talk to you soon, and bye. Very excited.